Hello, and welcome back to our series of discussions concerning topics of interest for international arbitration. My name is Ed Floyd, and what I'd like to talk about today is the distinction between three concepts: confirmation, recognition, and enforcement of arbitral awards. To begin with, confirmation is the process by which a party that has prevailed in arbitration takes that award and asks the court to reduce it to a judgment. In connection with that process in the United States, when the U.S. court is sitting in primary jurisdiction over that award and the underlying arbitration proceeding, in connection with that confirmation process, the U.S. court has the power to entertain applications by the adverse party seeking to modify or outright vacate the award. So the court of primary jurisdiction has a broader scope of powers in connection with a confirmation application. However, and very importantly, the confirmation application is in accordance with a long line of quite compelling and quite precedential decisions in the U.S., controlling decisions, is intended to be a short summary proceeding. And because of that, a long line of authority in the U.S. holds that it is impermissible to use a confirmation proceeding as a vehicle for seeking enforcement against a third party which was not a party to the underlying arbitration, such as an alleged alter ego. The situation becomes different when dealing with at least foreign arbitral awards. I say at least foreign arbitral awards to draw a distinction. Under the New York Convention, the convention applies to foreign awards as well as to awards which the country in which enforcement is sought would not consider to be domestic awards. U.S. authorities will generally refer to that second category there as being non-domestic awards. The classic example, the paradigm there would be awards rendered by a panel, by a tribunal sitting in the United States, but perhaps applying foreign law or resolving a dispute between a mix of domestic and non-domestic parties. So that would be a non-domestic award. It does fall under the convention. But for purposes of today's discussion, let's focus on foreign awards, purely foreign awards, rendered abroad under foreign law, etc. Those awards are subject not to confirmation, but to recognition and enforcement. And the distinction there is that a recognition and enforcement proceeding is a single-step process going from issuance of the foreign award to its reduction into a judgment and enforcement in the United States. There is no need to first seek confirmation of the award, which would also reduce it to being a judgment, and then to subsequently seek enforcement, such as against an alleged third party, such as an alleged alter ego or other third party that might be held liable for the award debt. So it's a speed issue there. And U.S. courts have held, including the Second Circuit Court of Appeals in 2017, that parties as well as courts should be careful not to mix the terminology between confirmation, recognition, and enforcement, and that parties and courts should be careful to keep in mind that while a confirmation proceeding that applies to a domestic award is off limits, basically, for pursuing relief against a third party, recognition and enforcement focused proceedings, which relate to foreign arbitral awards, can be used as vehicles to seek relief against third parties from the underlying arbitral award. So that's the distinction there. Basically, confirmation applies to domestic awards in the United States, whereas recognition and enforcement applies to foreign awards. On a subsequent discussion, we'll get in as well to the topic and the scope of non-domestic awards. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed this.